welcome to episode 36 of Checkpoint Chat, your evergreen special, because even though you're listening to this now, I'm in Cape Town. How does time travel?
No, you're not. You're sitting right here.
That's a lie.
In front of me.
This is I'm astro projecting myself from across the plains
not real?
of existence.
Is this what? Why am I in your house alone without you?
I don't know. Why are you here? You break into my house?
Parents let me in.
But no one's here.
Are your parents going away as well?
No.
Do not divulge this information. No. Yes, my house is open
My house
at
is
the
empty.
moment.
It just says you have to get past all 13 levels of my dogs.
Who would feel? Oh my gosh, it is like an actual challenge. Who would feed your dogs though? If you're away.
Nature. I don't know.
Oh my word.
We get back. There's only 12.
It'll be a real life battle royale.
Yeah. Natural
Which dog
selection.
will survive? My
Well,
money.
we spoke about in the other episode the animal royale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go play that game. Look cute.
Or don't.
Or don't.
Or don't. One of the two.
Which dog would you say would win out of all of yours?
The one with 3 legs.
Is he strong?
Everyone
Is he strong?
undersells him and he's strong. Yeah. He'd fuck everyone up.
Oh, every time I arrive, he's like, sup, and he like jumps on me, and I'm like,
Yeah. He doesn't have another leg, so he's like, I'll just jump. Yeah.
I'm like, look at this poor dog.
He is
dying.
very strong. If he had 4 legs, we'd all die.
She's like,
He would take over.
what breed is he?
It's like a mix between I guess like a Boerboel and a Rottweiler or something like that. Yeah, he's got a lot of rotty in him.
Rorty.
I mean, he's cute. He's fucking
Just
cute
very
as
strong.
hell. He's just way too strong.
Way too strong.
But yeah,
Yeah.
this is a evergreen episode. because
How
I'm away.
interesting. We've never done a back-to-back recording before.
Yeah, I'm pretty tired. Although
So-
we had a good smash interlude
Oh,
in,
it was
in
great.
between. I lost a lot of matches.
I lost a couple of matches.
Yeah, the AI fucked us up a little
No,
bit.
the AR is really good. We're playing level 3 AR.
Yeah,
And it goes
and
up
they
to
were
level
fucking us
9.
up.
Oh my
It goes
word.
up to 10.
It goes up to 10.
Yeah,
That's insane.
that's where they just don't lose at all.
My favorite part is how we've got such a limited roster at the moment because we haven't actually played the game that
My
much.
favorite part was when Matthew was going for the smash ball and I knocked him off the stage.
You screwed me.
And then when I used my final smash as Yoshi,
Oh, and I
trampled
died.
him.
All your Yoshi family just
They just trampled him. It was very fun.
Jeez, like. So yeah, here's
but
the
yeah,
episode.
Smash is a good time.
it's
But
a great
we're here to talk about our favorite 5 games each of the year. Now, disclaimer. This does not mean that each of the games have come out this year.
Well, especially not in my
have, yeah. But
especially
for,
not in my
for
case.
Matty, I mean, it would be pretty unfair to do that because like everyone plays games at their own pace, and Matty plays games that are 3 years old.
My game of the year would be like one game that I've played that came out this year, or 2. No, 1.
God of War.
Yeah, God of War. I played Hollow Knight as well, but that didn't come out this year.
Yeah, that's a
Came
tricky
out on
one for
Switch
me. Though.
this
Yeah, it
year,
came out.
but
I tried to nominate it for critical hits things, and they
they're
were
like,
no.
nah, fam.
And I was very sad because it came out on Switch this year, and I feel like it was mostly talked about this year, so it's
Yeah.
most relevant this year.
Yeah.
So, but whatever, Game Awards are weird.
Whatever.
Let's talk about your favorite 5 games
Do
of the
you want to
year.
go 1-1?
Sure. Let's do that.
Are we ranking them?
I am
5.
going to rank mine, and I'm going to put mine in ascending order, so from 5 to 1.
Oh no, wait, I need a timestamp.
Fuck, I have to. Okay, hold on. I have to write down my games now. Otherwise, I'm gonna.
You're gonna forget them.
Yeah, I'm gonna forget one, and then I'm gonna feel really bad.
Hang on, let me also get my shit going together. Yeah, I don't know how to rank mine though. This is tricky, man.
Oh, you have to. You're on the spot now.
Okay, this is definitely there. Okay, which is please hold. You think we're prepared on this show?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Okay, this is definitely there.
I think definitely my number 5 game. Hold on, let me just write this down. Fuck, what's my 5th game now? I've forgotten. Oh wait, no, I know what it is. Okay, cool. So my 5th one, I'll go first then, is Beat Saber.
Should I timestamp these? Not really.
Nah, I mean, this is
going
gonna
to
be a
short
non-timestamp
episode, so yeah,
episode
it's
anyway.
fine,
So
it's fine.
yeah, my 5th one is Beat Saber.
Nice.
I played it recently, and okay, so I haven't played Astrobot yet, even though I know everyone's raving about that. In terms of great VR games.
Yes.
I played Moss this year, which was phenomenal. I played what's the other VR game? Tetris Effect, which is really good. But Beat Saber is just like, for me, the perfect VR package. It's like a game that would not work without VR. Firstly, uses motion controls very well, and I think in terms of the limitations of PSVR, it works super, super well.
Yes.
It's got great music, even though it could use customizable tracks. But just the way it gets you moving and the way it uses its, highway of notes that, to fit in with the music is really good. And I think it's just really accessible as well. I started out on easy and I quickly ramped up to hard and expert because I think the climb is pretty easy. But I got Shani playing, and within like 10 minutes, she had moved up to hard as well.
Jesus.
And like I've tried to get her into VR before and she's never dug it, and she fucking adored Beat Saber.
Yeah.
So it's accessible. It's really great in like a party mode, and it's got a good campaign, even though it's got some issues with some of the challenges are really stupid. But what a game. Like, hands down, one of the best VR experiences I've had, just through and through. It is one of those games, like, I would point to and say you need VR to
play that.
You should buy VR to play this, to experience this, because it is really, really good. So yeah, Beat Saber is number 5.
Good year for VR.
Speaking, especially PSVR. So a lot of exclusives on their platform, like Astrobots and Moss started out as an exclusive, not anymore. And nabbing Beat Saber, fucking great year. And there was a shooter, Bravo. No, not Bravo. Firewall, which was apparently very good. Great year for PSVR. So Tetris Effect as well.
You don't need VR for that one.
Tetris Effect is a close 6th on my list. I love that game so much.
Just lost out to a Beat Saber. Lost out to lightsabers. Who would have thought?
Yeah.
Okay, let me.
What's your number 5?
My number 5. Another game I actually played this year. I forgot. I'm gonna give it to Dead Cells.
Oh shit! Yeah. Okay.
Dead Cells. What can I say about Dead Cells
other than you haven't already?
That it's just such a beautiful action game.
Look at the smile on your face.
No, so Dead Cells. I don't know, man. It's one of those games where I didn't know anything about it, but all of our friends were playing it. Our friend group, in particular, that WhatsApp gaming group, everyone was playing Dead Cells, saying like, "Oh, how far have you made it? I did this. I got this." It was a good
period of time.
And everyone was playing it. I was like, "What the hell is Dead Cells?" And I looked it up, and I had seen a trailer before. I was like, "That looks quite cool," but I never thought twice about it. Everyone was playing it. Came to Switch. I picked it up, and man, I put a good 35 hours in that game, and I was hooked. Go back a few.
You got hooked more than anyone in that group.
Yes, go back a few episodes, and I'll speak about this game. I was climbing into bed saying like, yeah, I'm just going to do one run, and like literally 1 to 2 hours later, I'm there saying like, okay, I really need to sleep now. Like I can't keep playing this game. Managed to beat on normal and hard, and then I shelved it because I'm like, yeah, I've got my time from it.
Is there another level of difficulty?
Yeah, there's very hard, and I'm assuming there's another one after that, which is just, it's doable. I think I made it to the last boss on very hard, but you don't get potion charges, I don't think, like the whole run. So it's like hardcore. Mad. It's really mad. But there's a new update coming out. I don't know if it is out, but I remember reading, there's the whole patch notes on this update, and it looks really good. Some good quality of life stuff and
new content as well.
Yeah, new content. And one of the things that I don't want, I don't want to say criticism. It's just the way the game's designed. But in Dead Cells, the way the enemies scale, they scale based on your level. Which I feel's not cheating, but it's a bit like, well, are you really getting stronger as you play the game? So it's like, no, not really, because you can pump stats into health or whatever, but you're always going to get hits and take a lot of damage or do like X amounts of damage to an enemy.
Yeah.
Now, if I understand, they're taking that out.
Oh, okay.
Which means that enemies, as you go, they're just going to have a fixed amount of health, fixed damage,
and
whatever.
Tied to the difficulty level, probably?
Probably, but it makes me think that there's more opportunity for glass cannon builds where you couldn't do that before.
No, you couldn't because they were scaling with you.
Yeah, they're scaling with you. So now I'm hoping it's like I'll be fragile with the build, but I can like one-hit things.
Yes.
So I want to try stuff like that. So maybe when that drops, I'll dive back into the game.
Yeah.
Which are Dead Cells. Really great game. So cheap. I mean, it's worth like $300.
Yeah, and it's great on Switch.
It is so good on Switch, but it's available on PC, PS4.
I don't think on Xbox One.
Not on Xbox.
Maybe. I can't remember.
Yeah. Fun fact, it won Best Action Game.
Really? Beat out God of War.
Oh, what? Who would have thought? Yeah, that's my number 5. What is your number 4? Number 4. Yeah, it gets. I'm looking at my. And you must remember, okay, you've played a lot of games this year, and obviously very good ones. I've only played good games this year because
you're catching up on good games.
Yeah, I'm busy filtering through all the good stuff, so it's really hard to choose.
So my number 4 will be Spider-Man. Spider-Man is not a game that I think does anything exceptionally new, but what it does do is refine a lot of open world stuff to a point that I just adore it. Like, I fell in love with that game. I think what really grabs me about that game is just the swinging. They nailed the swinging so much that I feel like, getting around the city is just fun.
Yeah.
And then the story was way more affecting than I thought it would be. They reinvented characters in very clever ways. They took the story in interesting ways, but the best part of it was just the humanity that Yuri Lowenthal gives to Peter Parker.
Peter Parker.
And, oh God, I can't remember who's the voice actress for Mary Jane. Is it Laura Bailey? Maybe. Might be.
Bailey.
But they, like, the writing between Peter and Mary Jane is really, really good. And there's really good, hard-hitting story moments. And yeah, the game is good. Like, the combat's really fun. The getting around is really fun. It's got, typical some of that open world bloat. But I think a lot of the stuff, like hunting down collectibles in the city, always has some, tie back to past Spider-Man events, because like this is a Peter Parker who's been Spider-Man for 8 years. Yeah. So you get, for like comic book fans and movie fans, you get these neat little callbacks that are really fun. And I just think Insomniac really nailed a superhero game in the way that Rocksteady did with Batman.
Yeah.
They've got a really solid base now to just build upon. And I can't wait to... I still got to play some of the DLC. And I have some issues with the game. Some of its pacing is weird and some of its combat gets a bit strange. But like, I played that game for like 40 hours and I platinumed it. And yeah, I will dive back into it any day. Loved it. I mean, maybe if I'd played Assassin's Creed Odyssey by now, it would have replaced this on the list, because most people seem to enjoy that one more. But I can't deny that I had a ton of fun with Spider-Man, and it surpassed my expectations. I thought Spider-Man would be good, but not fantastic, and it ended up being fucking fantastic. Yeah. So very good game.
Feel sorry for Spider-Man though, because we've spoke about this before. It's this year's Horizon Zero Dawn.
It's like good, but not good enough.
But not a single award at the Game Awards, but it's just
it got nominated a bunch.
Yeah, it got a bunch of nominees, but
it hasn't. Same with Odyssey. Odyssey
also
didn't get a single award,
and
it's like considered one of the best Assassin's Creeds ever made.
This competition was tough this year.
So competition was tough this year.
It gets a spot on your top 5.
So it should feel privileged.
Such a high profile top 5 list
on Sandy's top 5 list.
Oh man, it's my number 4.
Go for it.
Horizon Zero Dawn. A big shock. I've played so many good games this year. It's really hard to choose. Going through my list, I'm like, yeah. Horizon Zero Dawn, though, I think definitely deserves a spot, because I played it platinum last month. Started 2-3 months ago. And you know what? It held up to the praise. Even a year later, a whole year and a half later. The game is just beautiful. It's a lot of fun to play. Like, the combat's great.
Combat's awesome.
I think that's probably the best part of the game, in my opinion, is the combat. Story's okay. Like, I agree with you. Not a big fan of the tribal politics, and like the thing. Here's my thing though. The actual backstory I find very interesting. The fact that humanity's been wiped out by machines, XYZ. Fast forward, like, I don't know, it's like 2,000, 3,000 years later, whatever it is, and you've got these small pockets of like it seems like prehistoric tribes, but they've got some technology, and
it's really cool because they've adapted technology that they don't understand.
Exactly, into their weapons and stuff.
And they use like electrical wires and hair braids.
It's like cool. That actual backstory is cool, but the tribal politics themselves, I find it very like meh. I know that they each have their own culture, but even by the end of the game, I was like, you get the Shadow Carja, and then you get the I can't even remember their names. Like I can't remember. So I know Alo is Nora. Then there's the Banuk, and I'm like, but it just didn't grab me.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree with you.
But the combat in the game is like, I can't wait for Horizon Zero Dawn 2, because the game's gonna look even better. We're assuming it's coming out next gen.
I would.
It's a launch title. I was thinking to be a launch title, and they're gonna refine that combat, I imagine. I don't know how you would make it better. Maybe add some stuff in, refine it further, but it's new machines, new items, new weapons, whatever. Hopefully a better story. Like, not that the story is bad,
I think a story that maybe expands on its lore a bit more.
Because
which
the
ending like kind of hints at.
It does, the ending hints at. It's like, whoa, okay, there's a whole big world out there still, So they've got the world there, the settings there. I just want them to, I don't know, maybe pull me in more. Like, the tribal stuff just wasn't wasn't for me. It doesn't mean it's not for everyone. But what a game.
A game is, and it's really good that it's still on your list, even though you've played some like huge exclusives this year that I think are better than Horizon, but like Horizon does. Although I played the DLC just like the end of last year when it came out, and like it just reminded me how much I adored that game. Yeah,
so good. Yeah, that's my number 4. What is your number 3?
This is where it starts getting fucking
so difficult
for me, because my number 2 and 3 I could interchange given on the day.
Yeah.
But for today, my number 3 is going to be Celeste.
Oh boy,
100%. Like Celeste came out in January. Okay?
Sure, yeah, it's
like,
right at the beginning,
ages ago. But it's a game that apparently people have been following for a long time. But I only like picked up on it when there was a lot of buzz just before it launched. Like, oh, it's a hardcore platformer. It's this like pixel art style, really good, and now it's on Switch. So it's like I could do it with a hardcore platform or whatever. And then the reviews came out, and it was just like
it's
10s,
amazing,
10s. Like this is a challenging but very fair platformer. The stages are small enough that when you retry, it's really fast and really satisfying. But then also that they baked in this intense story, about dealing with anxiety and depression into this platformer that somehow melds its narrative with its platforming challenges. It's so smart. Like, it shouldn't work, but it does.
It does, yeah.
It's so good. There's great characters in Celeste that kind of like push the story forward. And at the end of the day, you're just climbing this mountain. But the mountain is like a metaphor for like internal struggles. And you meet other characters with different forms of, emotional baggage and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, the platform is just sublime.
It's just so good. Yeah,
you're jumping. You're also using a button to hang onto platforms, and you've got like a stamina meter. And then each stage kind of has like its own kind of twist to it. So sometimes you'll hit these crystals in the air that give you an extra dash ability in the air. So you chain these dashes together. Another one will have these like weird spacey blocks where if you dash into it, then you'll exit on the other side of the block in that same direction. So you've got to plan your jumps.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, there's so many great ideas in that game. It's
so
one of the most
good.
perfect platformers I've ever played. And then on top of it, it has my favorite soundtrack of the year. Like, oh God, what's her name? Lena. I'm searching it.
Look it up.
Yeah, I have to, because it's I'm gonna say Lena Headey, but that's the Lord of the Rings. I mean I think it's Lena Raine. Lena Raine. She composed the soundtrack for Celeste. I think it's her first one ever for a game.
Jesus.
And it's fucking phenomenal. That's
awesome.
And the way it worked, like you're playing Celeste and you're dying on a stage. Like, I've died on certain stages like 50 times before getting it. The fact that you can do that and the music doesn't get boring is a testament to how
really
good
good,
it is. And it fits in with the theme so well. Like, I fucking hope Celeste becomes like a Smash character just so we can have a stage.
That'd be nice.
Celeste music
and not even just a stage, you get a whole catalog of Celeste music added.
Yeah. So I'm just reading it. Lena Raine is a composer for games and media with 11 years experience, but I think this is her first original soundtrack.
Oh, nice.
For a game.
Yeah.
As far as I can tell. So, but yeah, it's phenomenal. You should play Celeste. It's on
I'm going
PlayStation as well. It's great on Switch.
Everything's great on
Just
Switch.
use it. Holy crap.
Yeah.
That game with the thumbstick,
not good.
No. Yeah.
Oh, no.
No. I mean, some people prefer it. I think it's fucking terrible because like you need to be so precise in the game. Like smallest mistakes get punished. So
Jesus.
Yeah. But yeah, one of the best games I've ever played.
I'm gonna pick it up soon.
So good
when I'm done with Smash, which is never.
Never. What's your 3?
The Witcher 3.
Fuck. How'd that work out? So that's a 2015 game. We're getting even.
I know.
further
Yeah,
back.
we're going back in time. Yeah. No, the thing is, The Witcher 3 is really good, but I've got my top 2 games I feel resonated with me a bit better, but we'll get to that later. What can I say about The Witcher 3 that everyone doesn't already know? So I only played this game this year, obviously, 3 years later after the fact. And you know what? It still holds up. It really met all expectations. I played on PC,
Okay, nice.
On high detail, but I can go play the DLC now.
You played with the controller, right?
I played with the controller, yeah.
Those keyboard and mouse controls.
And I don't know, that game is just probably the best RPG I've ever played. Yeah. The combat's probably my only criticism, which we both know. I didn't mind
not the best.
I didn't mind the combat, but I agree with you. The more I played the game, the more I was like, it's a bit of a chore. Like you just
Like, it's not bad. It's just
no,
not
yeah. But I was doing
yeah.
it more just to get through the story than more than like, hey, I want to rush through the story to play more of the combat.
Although the magic stuff was pretty dope.
Yeah, no, the combat's fine, but if I compare it, say, with The Witcher 2 Horizon Zero Dawn, like Horizon's combat's way more engaging, especially in the long run. It just, I never got tired of it. But I've never played a game like The Witcher where, so I'm the sort of gamer where if I get a new game and it's an RPG, I'll be like, I'm going to listen to every single line of dialogue. I'm going to read every bit of lore. And I always start out that way, and then after few hours I start not skipping it, but I start speed reading and like rushing through because I want to just play the game. The Witcher is the first game I've played in a long time where I actually sat and I just watched, like it's like a movie happening, just listened to the dialogue, went through every dialogue option, took on many side quests because they're really good. And it wasn't ever like, I suppose I should do a side quest to level up or whatever. It's really just like, hey, I'm in this area. Oh, that person needs help. Shit. The side quests I've done before have been actual stories in themselves, not like, I lost my chicken, go fetch this, or bring me 5 radishes from the field out there. It's actually, you go do full-on stories as your side missions.
Yeah.
And it's just very engaging, and that world is interesting, and yeah, I just really, really, really enjoyed it.
You haven't played any of the DLCs
No,
yet,
I'm going to play that next year with my new computer.
I also need to get to those. I haven't, and I've heard Blood and Wine is fucking phenomenal. So.
It actually works out nice because I'll play The Witcher, and as much as I wanted to go back and carry on playing, I was like, you know what, it's fine. I'll save the DLC for, let me play other stuff. So early next year, I do plan on playing the first one, which is Hearts of Stone. Yeah. I don't know, maybe I'll play Blood and Wine next year as well, but otherwise I'll play Hearts of Stone and then save Blood and Wine for the next year.
Hey, and then by then Cyberpunk will be out maybe.
Oh, you never know.
Yeah, no, Witcher 3 is incredible. Yeah,
no, so if you're an RPG fan, even if you're not, I mean, look, the game does pose a risk of being too big. If you're the sort of person who loses interest or finds it difficult to not leave stuff unchecked.
Oh God, you'll struggle.
It depends. If you've got the time and you enjoy ticking every box, like The Witcher is perfect for you. You can put 200, 300 hours into just the base game. But yeah, it's you basically, you can tailor it to how you want. So I did, mix of main, mix of side, mix of main, and I played 90 hours of the game, and I enjoyed like every single bit of it. So
there's just great side stories in that game. Like that's what hit me the most. Is just like the side missions have compelling reasons to do them, and it changed, like at the time, changed the landscape of open world RPGs because like you look at what was coming out at the time, like Dragon Age Inquisition wasn't anywhere near as good, I think, as The Witcher 3.
Yeah.
And like anything Bethesda had done at that point was like, it just set a new bar for like, this is what open world RPGs, the quality should be like.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think it's tough for other games to hit that right now. It's a great game.
Yeah, so good. Go play it. It's dirt cheap on every platform. Well,
it is, yeah. It's
PC, Xbox,
on
PlayStation
special now as well. Like,
you can get
I constantly see it on special.
Yeah, you get the Game of the Edition, which is the base game, and the 2 expansions, which are arguably games in themselves. For like $300.
Hearts of Stone is like 10 hours, and Blood and Wine can be like 20 to 30 hours. And yeah, I think it's like 20. And when they launched, it was like $30 for both.
Yeah,
like it's crazy.
It's
like
cheap.
$1 per hour of gameplay, which is a bad way to look at gameplay.
Good value for money.
Yeah, very good gameplay.
Good value for money. What is your number 3?
I think our top 2 are the same.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think they even ordered the same.
Wait, what is your number 3?
Celeste.
Oh, wait, you said your number 3. Sorry, so what's your number 2?
Hollow Knight.
Of course it's Hollow Knight. Mine's also Hollow Knight.
I even had like a tough time deciding between Hollow Knight and my number 1. But Hollow Knight was like the biggest surprise of the year for me because, I mean, I'd heard about it last year.
Yeah.
And everyone's saying, this is a great game. This is really good. And I remember starting it on the plane back from E3. And that was probably the worst idea ever because I soon realized, you're tired. You need to be in a comfortable space, like when you're playing Hollow Knight. Because like the first hour or 2 I played on the plane, I put it down. I was like, I don't know if I like this at all. Like it's really slow. I don't know where I'm going. Yeah. But then when I got back and really dug into it, like, fuck, that game
the
is
game
just
grabs
so
you.
Good. It's it's a game that just keeps on giving, man.
That's one
really
line that
does.
actually applies to that game.
It just, the more you dig into it, the more it shows you, the more it gives you to do, the more complex it becomes. Like, it's so hard, that game at
difficult.
times, even though it's got very simplistic combat. But it's constantly rewarding to find a new like place, because each place feels like a new biome. It has its own
music and enemies.
And
And
the music is awesome as well.
That soundtrack. Fun fact. So in Spotify, I don't know if you did it on Spotify. They had a campaign now. They like give you a generated image of your most like listened to albums, and how many hours you spend listening to music. My most listened to album this year was Hollow Knight's soundtrack. Yeah,
it's really good. Like, you hear the creepy tones of like Deep Nest, or like the cool music from the Royal Beehive place. It's just so good. I mean, it's an RPG about bugs.
Yeah,
and it's
a really good RPG.
Yeah, it's really, really good. Like, the story is super vague. I had to read up about it.
Yeah.
And it's told in like riddles, but man, just walking around collecting currencies, collecting new powers, finding things in completely different orders to you.
Yeah. We had completely different experiences.
Because like none of the game is really gated. Like, you can some places are intentionally locked off until you get a specific ability, but usually getting those abilities, you can get them completely out of order. So in a sense, a true Metroidvania-ish.
Yeah. It's so good. Oh
yeah, it's got a lot more in common with like Dark Souls in 2D, but it's got this Metroidvania vibe to it. But also, like, all the maps fold into each other. It's just so good.
Yeah, it's what you said earlier. Is the more you dig, that game like astounded me. When I hit a new area, I'm like, okay, new area. And towards the end of the game, I'm like, cool, this must be one of the last areas I'll discover. And then I dig a bit deeper, and it's like, oh no, there's a whole other biome here. This must be the last area. Dig a bit deeper. Oh, there's another one. Like, when I was done that world map, I couldn't believe how big it was, and how it all stitches together. And it makes sense. You're like, oh, of course this is like next to this place, or like, oh, I didn't realize I could get to this city, to this part of the map from this part of the map. But like, it makes complete sense.
Like the further you go down, the like darker and dreary it becomes. Like Deep Nest with all the spiders is right at the bottom,
and it's so dark in there.
Yeah, it's so dark. But then as soon as you get to the top, you get like those flowery rose gardens with the queen, and it's so meticulously thought out. It's
the amounts of detail and polish in that game, and it's an indie game as well. I mean,
made by 2 people.
It's like that blows my mind. I always say Stardew Valley, like, made by one guy, incredible. And the same goes for Hollow Knight. It's 2 people, yes, but holy shit.
Yeah, it's mad.
Visually, it's gorgeous. The gameplay is so tight, and the platforming is just, I mean, I'd say platform. It's not really a platformer in the sense of like
platforming challenges.
Yeah, there are some, but I don't see it as like a traditional platformer. Like, if I look at Ori, for example, that's like 90% platforming, 10% combat, whereas this is really, I don't know, like 70% combat, 30%.
And also,
platforming.
Hollow Knight's platforming is not its best attribute.
No.
I don't think. Like, you have to get
a feel for it, because it does feel a little bit off. But once you get it,
I feel like when you get the dash, it feels way better.
Yeah, it opens the game.
And I got the dash super late into the game, like super.
I'm glad you stuck it out there, because I can understand. I mean, one of our friends, Nicola, he played the game. He's like, I just can't play this.
Get it,
And I completely understand. If it's not your sort of game, you're gonna hate it. But if you dig deep enough, shit,
you definitely have to stick with it for a few hours.
And this is one of those games, and I know you and I both hate this. It's like the game really gets good after X hours.
Yeah, after like 5 hours.
Yeah, thankfully this isn't like 20 or 30 hours. It's just a handful of hours, and then there's something about it just clicks.
Yeah,
and then you just can't stop playing it. You just want to keep going further and further.
Every night I was playing that for a good like 3-4 hours.
Yeah,
and it took like, I think my total time completion was 30.
Yeah,
and I was only like 60%
I played for about 30-35 hours as well. Even that number, sorry, it's like...
It's a $15 game?
Yeah.
Fucking
for that.
crazy.
And so I know people like Jeff criticize the length, and a part of me agrees, like, yeah, maybe it's a bit too long. But I never felt it was too long. But I agree, some people might get fatigued after like 20 hours, say, no, I want to finish it now.
I understand that, because the mechanics don't really change, but there was so much joy in finding new spaces to explore, and like, it does the Dark Souls thing of man, I'm getting really good at this combat. I'm fucking people up. You find a new place, you're like, oh Christ. When I found that beehive place, they were just messing me up. Like, and also because you can find them out of order. Like sometimes you can always get past them, but sometimes you don't have the abilities that make it easier. Like I got to Deep Nest, and there's that enemy who you can't attack from the front. Their like face opens and they claw at you. So I was like, how the fuck do I get past this guy? And every now and then I could find a route that circumvented them. But when I got the dodge, I was like, I understand. I can like phase through him and then hit him from behind. But I didn't have that for like 5 hours.
But you can beat them without doing that.
You can.
It's a very small window where they attack.
But it takes so long.
No.
You hit them maybe once or twice. Like it was a chore getting through Deep Nest like that. But like that just shows you that you could slug it out, or you could come back and be like, I'm not ready for this area.
Yeah, for the most part, you can finish a game without, like, from the beginning, I'd say. You might need 1 or 2 core abilities, but otherwise you can fight anything in that game.
Let me tell you, that DLC...
I still need to play the DLC.
It is... So not Guardmaster. So that's the, like, boss rush DLC. The one, the Mr. Grimm's Troop.
Yeah.
Dude... So that one is like you go out and you find things in the world, and then you come back and you got to fight this like ringmaster of the circus. He is so hard. That's where I stopped playing the game.
Yeah.
Because I had been playing it for like 2 weeks solid there, and he was just fucking me up so quickly, and I was just like, I got to take a break. And
Challenge accepted. I need to go play this game.
I mean, there's some bosses in that game that are just, they are so challenging, but so when you overcome them, the one that got me the most, I think, was the 5 beetles.
Those beetles, yeah.
Fuck. Like, when I beat one, I was like, and then I saw 2 spawn.
Yeah, and you're like, no.
Yeah. That game is hardcore. That game is very, very hard.
But it's satisfying. So when you best something, it's
especially in the Colosseum.
It's actually, oh my God, that Colosseum.
I still haven't finished the last Colosseum challenge.
It's so difficult, yes. But that game's a perfect example of you'll go to a place like, oh my God, this enemy is so hard. And then you fight a few of them, and then you're like, they're not that, I'm not scared of them anymore.
Yeah.
But some of those bosses.
That was the first time when I entered the City of Tears. Like, I was getting wrecked by those javelin dudes. And now I run through there, I don't even give a shit. Like, I just whack them once and they die.
Yeah.
Like,
that game.
Yeah, it has a good sense of progression. Like, each nail master you meet increases your damage a little bit. And you can literally feel like, oh, this guy used to take 3. It's now he's taking like 2. Or now he's taking 1. Like, yeah, it feels great.
So, yeah. And Hollow Knight's like $150. It's
for the
so
price,
cheap. Yeah.
Holy shit. So much content. Like, unbelievable amount of content. And all the DLC's free, isn't it?
I think, well, I'll have to confirm, but if there's a Game of the Year edition, I don't imagine it being more than like 200 Rand.
I think the Void Hearts edition you get now on PS4 and Switch and stuff has all the DLC, and it's still super cheap. And God Eater's a lot of DLC.
The DLC wasn't ever sold separately.
Godmaster, I mean.
Was it? The DLC was never sold separately.
A lot of it was just
included,
updates, yeah. Godmaster is crazy DLC. It's
I need to go back.
Mode.
Man, Hollow Knight, so good.
Hollow Knight, so that's both of our number 2s.
Which brings us to our
Game of the Year, which is both.
It's funny you should say Godmaster, because who's the Godmaster?
God of
old Kratos, God of War, God of Boy.
So that's my number 1.
Yeah, no,
that's your number 1.
Hands down, my favorite game this year. One of my favorite games ever.
I mean, you even broke your rule of not playing modern games to play it.
I know, because the thing is, I love the God of War franchise, and when that game is special to me in that we both saw it unveiled. We were there in the audience when it was unveiled at E3. No, no. So it's there. I'm like, I have to play this game. So I bought it after much deliberation, 2-3 weeks after launch, played it, and it's just so good from start to finish. What a tight, brilliant game, like tight combat, excellent narrative, great characters, and the visuals. Like, I played on a base PS4, and I'm still like, how is this console's 6 years old, and this game looks like, I don't know.
Yeah, the attention to detail.
It's just so good. Yeah, sublime. It's so optimized, and it just looks beautiful.
It's got a really good mixture of like realism in like you can see Kratos' individual muscles almost like moving in his animations, but then also it's super colorful and super, like fantastical. So it's got this good balance between the two.
Yeah.
where it's not just going for raw realism, like raw Norse mythology realism, but it blends them very nicely.
Yeah.
I think it looks phenomenal.
And the game is just so much fun to play.
Yeah.
Like it really took you on a journey. I know it sounds stupid. You're on a journey with Chris, but I sit and I think like, yeah, remember that time with Atreus we did this? Oh, what a good time, you know? Proper journey.
It surprised me in so many ways because like you're coming from a franchise that was good. I always enjoyed
God of Wars, yeah.
But they were, you know, character action hack and slash games, and they were fine. And their core appeal was like, oh, it's fast paced action and it's very bloody and gory. The story was never really like, you know,
was there, but not really. Yeah.
And Kratos as a character was very bland.
He was a dick.
Yeah, he was just a dick, and he was just like angry, you know, whatever. Like Sony Santa Monica taking this character and not only going, we're not going to forget the past, but making him both acknowledge it and it making super good sense. Like,
yeah,
I would have never in my wildest dreams expected it. I thought, I mean, even when it was revealed at E3, I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. It's a different type of Kratos, but like, you know, it's a reboot.
It's a complete reboot, yeah. But it's the same
like,
one. Same dude.
If you play the older games, there's so many parts of this game that resonate with you.
Yeah.
Because he acknowledges past events. Like, oh my God.
That's why I'll say you don't have to have played any of the original trilogy or whatever, but you have such a deep appreciation for the character because you were with him when he just killed every bloody god. He was pissed off. He killed everyone, and then he comes out.
He killed the Greek pantheon of gods.
He killed everyone.
Yeah.
And then now you see him like very dark and brooding, and you're like, well, I get it. This dude did some really messed up shit. And he's trying to like be a good father, and he did some messed up shit, and he doesn't want his son to find out. And it's really good, man.
I really like this idea that all these mythological worlds are connected in some way.
Yeah.
So like Norse mythology is like a neighbor to Greek mythology.
Yeah.
So it's a really cool.
We won't spoil how that happens, but I mean, if you know Kratos came from Greek land, Greek
world,
Greek world to Norse world, you know that they exist in the same you know, sort of universe. And they do explain it somewhat.
Yeah, they do. I mean, the story in God of War surprised me because it was just like it was this journey of Kratos and Atreus that, you know, kind of evolved. There's all these stumbling blocks in between, and just there's so many moments in that game with the story. Like you can see where it's going, and there's that moment, you know, where I was like,
what?
I was literally like sitting here. I was like, oh fuck no, they're not doing this. And then as it's going, I'm like, oh my God,
oh boy,
they are doing this. And it still sticks with me to today. Just like, holy fuck, that was good. It was so well orchestrated, so well done.
And even just the new universe, the new world, the way it's fleshed out with Mimir.
Yeah,
just telling you little anecdotes of like,
Mimir's awesome.
So throughout the game, and this isn't a spoiler, you don't see Odin or Thor, but you hear a lot about them. And then it's just like, he just tells you stories about them. You're like, shit.
Gives you this great backstory to the world. Yeah, these great little tidbits. And, you know, some of them might come into sequels of the game. You never know, because there's a lot of characters you don't see.
Yeah,
you know,
hear a lot about them.
Yeah, you hear a lot about these characters that you don't see. But I think, you know, on top of this, we're talking about the story and the characters and whatever. The great thing about this is that, firstly, it's this almost like this open world. To me, it's more like a Metroid game because you have to get this item so that you can go to this area, and then this area unlocks and just, you know, moving from area to area and having this like distinct visual change with different enemies is really fun.
That's so good.
And the combat, my God.
I don't know if I've ever played a game that uses the controller that well. Like not a single button is unused, and not a single, like the way you pull off combos, and it's not difficult to learn.
No,
as you unlock abilities, it's so natural. Like, I need to push this to do this, and if I do this, it'll do that. They just use that control scheme. They designed it so well.
Yeah, and it's like slower combat.
Yeah,
more, you know, over the shoulder.
It's methodical. Yeah,
yeah, but like that Leviathan axe is one of the coolest video game weapons in a long time. The feeling of, you know, throwing it, wedging it in someone's head, then running to someone and punching them with your fists, and as you're about to finish a combo, you recall your axe, and he like incorporates that into his. It's just fuck. I want to hug whoever designed that system. Like, it works so well. It's so beautiful to watch in motion, and it works so nicely when you get the rhythm of it. But,
look, the game starts out a bit slow. Let's say. I mean, you've got like your heavy attack and your light attack, and that's it. But as you start unlocking abilities, then it all starts to click into place, and you learn like, I should do this here and use this
button holds and short pauses.
Honestly, that control scheme, I was astounded how it just works. It is like you've got limited buttons, but they're like they give you different moves to do, and like you said, just by you attack, then you just pause. And you go into different stance, and you can do like a whole other rhythm of moves, whatever. It's so clever.
And you did all the combat challenges afterwards, so that really
I've platinumed that game. It is.
Yeah, maybe I'll return and do that. But
you should. It's really going back and fighting the Valkyries. It's difficult, but it's it's so good.
Much fun. They've said there's not going to be story DLC for it. I think Sony Santa Monica's straight into a sequel.
Yeah, like, don't waste your time with DLC. Just go straight to the sequel.
But it put it this way, it was like a surprise because like it had been delayed, and what we had seen of the game looked awesome. But I'd never expected a God of War to be this emotionally impactful story-wise, this tight gameplay-wise, and just they reinvented the series without forgetting where it came from.
Put it this way, I never have thought it would have been like a game of the year. Let's say. Yeah. I thought it'd be excellent, but not sort of like the old God of Wars. Like, they were good. They really were. Like, I enjoyed them, whatever, but I don't think they were a game of the year material, no. So, yeah.
Now,
surprise.
This one was just, it's a game that there's so many games on PS4 that you should buy PS4 for, but this is the one. This is the one that everyone... It's probably one of the best games of the generation, easily. Yeah,
that's phenomenal.
Super, just play super good. I'm very happy that it won awards at the Game Awards. It thoroughly deserved it. And Cory Barlog and his team done phenomenal work.
Yeah.
At Santa Monica, the studio that was struggling to put out good stuff. So a good redemption story for them as well. And I can't wait to see where they take
God of War 2.
This sequel, because there's some shit that happens in that story that is just, whoo boy,
need a sequel.
Whoo boy, cannot wait to see where that shit goes. Yeah,
you should read up some of the conspiracy theories. It's really interesting.
Wild.
Shit. It's so wild.
So maybe a few ones that missed my list personally.
Yeah, I've got one I want to give a shout out to.
Yeah, if anyone's wondering, Red Dead Redemption 2 is not on my list because I think Red Dead... The more I play, so I've been playing more Red Dead lately, getting into it a lot more. I think there's a lot going on in that game, a lot of... The sheer breadth of what's in that game, like the amount of detail and what you can do is...
insane.
Staggering, but I also think that works against it because put it this way, I've played like maybe 15 hours. I still didn't feel like the game started.
Oh, jeez.
Like, I'm still doing missions and I'm on chapter 3 that feel like tutorials.
Oh, wow.
So I don't feel like I'm set in this rhythm yet, So I always feel like uneven and uncomfortable. But there's things in the game that I'm really enjoying. Like, I'm enjoying hunting and I've got a better grip on combat now and exploring its world is fun. I just don't... It hasn't resonated with me in the way that it has with other people. And I think it's still a really, really, really good game. But when I think back to how I could not stop thinking about the first Red Dead Redemption when I played it, like I fell in love with that game. I have not. That hasn't happened with the second one. Yeah. And I'm, in a way, like I'm disappointed because it hasn't happened. I'll probably finish it and I'll play it, and it's still probably one of Rockstar's best games. I just don't. I think Rockstar didn't learn a lot about what's happening in the open world space around it, and that's why a lot of its stuff feels very old and dated. Even though people go, oh, it's purposeful and methodical, that's fine. It's not engaging, so that's not on my list. That's not on my list.
Red Dead,
even though it's a good game. What other games, what have you played that didn't make your top 5?
I just want to give a shout out to Fortnite, because even though like it's not in my top 5, even though I played it a lot,
won best ongoing game.
It did. I don't know. It's Fortnite. Like it's not out. Technically, it is, but it's not out. And I don't know, like as much as I love the game, I don't think it's left as much of an impression on me as the other 5 games I chose for my top 5.
Okay.
Like I've got great stories from it, but it's a game that I'm going to play probably next year and maybe the year after and the year after, depending on how they go, how well Epic support this game. So it's not to say the game's bad. It's definitely like game of the year material. It's just not my game of the year. So I do want to give it a shout out because Fortnite's great. I love Fortnite.
I think 2 games that I also went on my list, Tetris Effect, 100%. Like,
Ooh.
I've never been a fan of Tetris. Number 1 Tetris heading podcast, as we started.
Oh, yes. We rebranded.
Yeah, Tetris Effect is the first Tetris game that I've really, really clicked with. And it's unsurprising that it's Enhance that did that because Enhance and Tetsuya Mizuguchi, Mizuguchi, they make incredible games. Lumines is awesome. Race is awesome. So, yeah, Tetris Effect is fucking great. It's one of my favorite games of the year, and it's Tetris.
Oh, I need to pick it up.
So, yeah, it's super awesome. And the other one is a little indie game called The Forest.
Forest? Oh, yeah.
Good.
You love The Forest.
Survival game on the island with a really cryptic story, and you can play it co-op, and just its use of sound and horror is
top
great.
notch.
And also just really good survival.
Yeah.
Like, I still feel like I have to forage and survive, but I never feel like it's all annoying to do. It always has a purpose. It's a really good game, and I'm glad that it's out on consoles now. You can grab it on PS4.
I've got it. I still need to play it.
It's really, really good.
Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoyed The Forest much more than other survival games like Rust. But Forest is really good, and a lot of people spoke about it when it came out, I think. I think the fact that it was in early access for a long time kind of diluted its impact. But it is 100% a game you should play. It's really good.
10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Would give.
I gave it an 8.
Oh, another game I want to give a shout out to is Bayonetta.
Can you believe we didn't get Bayonetta 3 news this year?
I know. What the hell, man? What the hell? I've got to go back to Bayonetta 2. I played that for about 3 hours. Got distracted.
Actually, also Lee played that this year.
Bayonetta 1. 2.
Yeah, 2. Yeah.
The thing is, Bayonetta 1's one of the best action games I've played.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's like, to me, it's, I don't want to, like, I know it sounds like a negative. I don't want to just say it's just an action game.
How dare you?
But the thing is, the other games that I've put on my list, it's more than just like an action adventure. It's more than just an RPG. There's like a big story there. It's really like stuck with me. Because Bayonetta, I played it and I loved it. I was like, cool, Bayonetta. And then when I was finished it, I was like, yeah, I'm done. I'm going to move on.
Its story is bonkers. Like, batshit crazy.
It's like in the good way, but it's nothing. It's not a game that I've 3 months later gone, yeah, I can't believe this happened, Bayonetta.
No.
It's more like Bayonetta 2. I'm like, cool. It's more of the same. I'm enjoying it, but it's not on my top
That
5.
character action is
It's really good.
Sublime.
Yeah.
Like, Devil May Cry doesn't touch it, I think. It's just, it feels so good. I absolutely love it. Yeah, Bayonetta 2, I played this year for the first time because I played the first one on Wii U.
Bayonetta 2 is great.
Bayonetta 2 is so good.
I mean, coming straight from the first one, you can feel like
There's the
it's the same.
improvements
It's the same thing, but it's better.
It's better.
They've
It's
just refined
tighter.
everything.
It's got a crazier story, which makes no sense. But man, I can't. I'm so glad there's a third one, and I can't wait for that. Like Nintendo, everyone is saying Nintendo Switch had a bad second year. I don't agree. Because Smash is awesome, and Pokemon Let's Go surprised everyone with being incredible, and we got Bayonetta 1 and 2 ports. We got Treasure Toad Tracker ports. Like this year, a lot of ports, but really good ones. But the future of Switch is like a new Luigi's Mansion, Bayonetta 3, Metroid. Rumors of all Metroid Primes being remastered. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, and obviously there are going to be
about a new Zelda being developed.
Yeah, and there'll definitely be a new Mario game sometime. Like, maybe a 2D Mario or something.
The next year for Switch could be huge. Could be Metroid and Bayonetta next year.
And I think it's unfair to say the second year is bad when Switch's launch was just really good.
Switch's launch was one of the best launches.
Nintendo just pulled like no stops, flipping
Mario Odyssey,
Mario
Zelda,
and Zelda,
Splatoon
Breath
2.
of the Wild and Splatoon. Oh, so good.
Like Breath of the Wild, like last year, my 2 top games were both Nintendo games. Like Breath of the Wild blew everything out the water. It wasn't even a competition. For me. And Mario Odyssey was incredible. Like
tight platforming.
It made
Great Mario.
Horizon Zero Dawn one of the best PS4 exclusives look like nothing, next to them. So, yeah, the Switch is good.
So good.
And Smash, man.
Next year. Oh, we're going to play some more Smash.
Yeah. So
we're going to end off with some questions we didn't answer last week.
But before that, if you want to send us your Game of the Year picks, your top 3, your top 5, your top 10,
do that.
Top 20.
We'll read them on
air.
air.
50 games this year, your top 50.
Top 50.
DM us, slide into our DMs at Checkpoint Chat on Twitter, or just tweet us at Checkpoint Chat. Or leave us a comment on Facebook.
You don't even have to. This you don't have to wait for a tweet or question. Just send us a tweet or something.
Just
say,
be like,
here's my top 5.
You were wrong.
Yeah.
We'll discuss.
I'll put out a tweet.
Yeah. What were your top games?
Yeah.
Let us know.
We will.
You can also reach us at facebook.com/checkpointchat or email us. Shift out the cobwebs. We've got to reset the timer soon.
I didn't check the email this
week.
week.
No, I didn't see anything.
Oh, okay. I'm glad you checked.
7 days since the last email.
So we're all going to die now.
Yeah.
7 days.
Yeah. Checkpointchatpodcast@gmail.com.
Yes.
If you don't know.
Okay.
Hit me with the question that we missed last week.
Okay. So we've got more from Megs. He says, what is your beverage of choice? Caption Barbosa tends to sample different beers on some occasions, but what about Matthew? Is he a secret Porto connoisseur?
A secret what?
Porto connoisseur. Port.
Port.
Yeah.
I don't like port wine here.
What?
I really don't.
Bad
like port
Portuguese
wine. I think
person.
it's shit.
Well, that's a hot take. What is your drink of choice, though?
Alcoholic or non-alcoholic?
No, why not both?
Both.
Why not both?
I like beers. I like Weiss beers. If I had to drink a beer, Weiss beer is my go-to.
I don't know what beer I like. My beer of choice is Castle Light. I just love Castle Light.
Yeah, you did Castle Light. It's refreshing.
If I'm going, there's like a draft of Castle Light. Is
super
it's
refreshing.
Great. Restaurants do it, like everywhere has it. So it's always a go-to. If I want fancy craft beer, Jack Black is my
Jack
staple.
Black's Atlantic Vice is very good.
Jack Black's just great.
We have a lot of good beers locally.
Yeah. My guilty pleasure drink, which I know I'll get laughed at, is Red Square, the silver bottle.
Disgusting.
I really enjoy it.
Disgusting.
Why does everyone hate it so much?
Red Bull and vodka.
It's delicious. I just love the taste.
I do like good whiskey from time to time.
I'm not like a big whiskey or
I'm
wine
not either,
person,
but that's what I got trashed on the wedding the other day. I just decided to just drink
now
whiskey.
you're a whiskey
because I'm like I hardly drink, and now I'm trying to get I'm working out a lot more and trying to lose weight, so I don't want to. I love gin and tonics. Gin and tonics are my fucking go-to, but tonic water's got a lot of sugar, man.
Oh, yeah?
So if I'm going to drink and get hammered, I'll just drink whiskey.
Yeah.
And I drink
did
whiskey.
Did you get hammered?
People giving me tequila shots. Boy.
Oh, no. Tequila.
But yeah, I don't drink much because firstly, I hate getting drunk. And I've also got this weird thing that I developed.
You punch your mark.
Yes.
Inexplicably.
I've got this weird thing, and I Googled it the other day. It's apparently a real thing. Alcohol causes this sensitivity in my jaw.
Oh, yeah?
So depending, at first it used to just be some wines, but now it's extended to a lot of different types. Sometimes when I drink, I will have this sensitivity in my jaw to the point where I can't really eat because it just hurts.
Is it like a gland thing?
Yeah, it's like a gland thing. So
I get that as well.
Yeah, so it feels like it's almost where your jaw connects.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they get super sensitive.
Yes.
Okay, I have the exact same thing.
So I Googled that, and apparently it's a common thing you can develop over age, whatever. You can't really fix it.
What is it?
It's just it's like a chemical reaction to alcohol content.
I've never tied it to alcohol though. I must pay attention because I've had it where sometimes where you swallow, or sometimes they just
it's just like
you
this
feel,
hardcore intensity, like the stinging.
Yeah. And it's but I don't know if it's like, I wouldn't say it's pain, but it's like an unbearable. It's an unbearable feeling. Yeah.
So sometimes I have a beer, I'll be like, oh, that's fine, and as soon as I sip the next beer, it's like searing pain.
Yeah. But I don't know.
Yeah, it's definitely alcohol for me. Definitely.
I must check that out. Yeah. That's interesting.
And it happens a lot with beer, like carbonated or like fizzier alcohol. So beer does it a lot. Wine does it a lot, but whiskey I seem to be fine with. So yeah, I'll try to stick to that.
Okay.
Non-alcoholic, I'm a fan of Red Bull. I really love Red Bull.
You shit on me for drinking Red Bull and vodka.
Yeah, it's fucking shit for your heart. It's horrible.
But you drink straight up Red Bull. I'm diluting mine with vodka at least.
It's horrible. I love Red Bull and I love
Breezer. You need a Breezer.
Still haven't. My parents went to Princesa the other day and they were going to they brought me back Sumol. Oh, so good. They were going to bring me back Breezer, but they still 52 rand a bottle. So I was like, yeah, no, fuck that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like a Coke as well.
Coke always goes down well. Mm-hmm. Here's a guilty pleasure drink, Oros. I love Oros.
Have you ever made Oros with sparkling water?
Yes. Yeah, that's what we do at Lenska's house.
Oh my God.
That's all we do is there's Oros and sparkling water. It is so good.
Someone on Twitter the other day said drinking sparkling water is like drinking TV static. And I kind of agree.
I laughed. That was so funny. Because it is. I'm not a big fan of sparkling water, but anyone who drinks sparkling water be like, no, it's an acquired taste.
Oh, fuck off.
Like, no, I'd rather just drink water. I don't need
I'm drinking sparkling water because, like I said, instead of drinking Coke, but I still want the bubbles. So I drink sparkling water because it's like healthy. So,
but it's like drinking TV static, man.
It's great. It's TV static dancing on my tongue.
Best comparison ever. Okay, next question.
The best meme of the week was still that coughing cat. That's how little kids cough. Fuck, I died. So good.
I laughed. I should tweet that. I'll find it. Next one from Miggs. He says, Caption Barbos, have you checked out the Beetle HW PSX module and retro?
What? Sorry, repeat that?
I don't know. You might want to read it.
Beetle HW PSX module in RetroArch. Okay, so I listen to a lot of Giant Bomb and they talk a lot about retro stuff. I'm not that into retro stuff, so I have no idea what that is. I'm very sorry. It sounds like some retro module for maybe an FPGA or something like that.
Just for emulating or something.
Probably. Yeah. I don't know enough about that.
Even me.
No idea. Very sorry, Migs.
Okay, next, the final one from Migs. He says, Caption Barbosa hates spiders, and to an extent, so does Matthew Fick. I hate spiders too.
I hate them more. Fuck you.
No, I hate them all. But what about animals? Are there any that you simply don't like at all? I don't know.
There's none that come to mind that I don't like. Like I know, like my mother is petrified of snakes. Doesn't want them dead, but kind of doesn't want to be near them.
That's the same with me and spiders. I'm like,
yeah, I don't want them dead. I just don't want you to be near me.
Yeah.
Like I'm terrified if you're under my toilet seat. Yeah, Australia, man, fuck that shit.
Rule number 1: always check under the toilet lid. To make sure.
There's no animals that I don't like. No,
nothing comes to mind. Animals, so. No, me too. I mean, there's nothing that comes to mind. I'm like, yeah, that animal just needs to die.
you know, it could die. Although I'm pretty sure they're very
mosquitoes.
Yes.
Okay,
very important. We can agree. But mosquitoes
are they important for the ecosystem?
Well, yeah, they're food for spiders.
But can't spiders go vegetarian and eat something else?
Listen, they eat mosquitoes. Do you want them to eat us instead?
You're right.
Yeah,
mosquitoes are very necessary.
Mosquitoes are fine. But no, I love dogs.
Do you know, here's a fun fact. In reading up on Horizon Zero Dawn lore, in that timeline...
Robot mosquitoes?
No, they eradicated mosquitoes. So on the wiki, it's so funny. It's like, this was established, this research happened, blah, blah, blah. Like the robots did this research happened. And then at one bullet point is like, mosquitoes are eradicated from the planet. I'm like, wow. So like, why was that a story point?
Maybe
like I might have missed.
World celebrated for a year.
Yeah, but I might have missed the audio log, but I don't remember that. And I wonder if it had any other reason.
Like knock-on impact.
But I laugh because it's like all these important things like, yeah, this happened and this person's born and it's like, and then mosquitoes were eliminated. I was like, whoa, okay, maybe they're not that important if scientists in this game deemed them, worthy of extermination.
Well, like, I mean, we know that bees are very important.
Yeah, no, that I
bees,
know.
The earth would die in like 3 years or some shit. Like,
yeah, because they pollinate the plants.
Yeah, exactly.
Mosquitoes, I don't know.
Robotic mosquitoes, that just terrifies
me.
But yeah, I dig animals. Yeah. They're cool.
They're cool, fam. Okay, and last question from at John Michael Catlin.
John
Michael from who I work with.
Does he have 2 Michaels in his name?
No, it's just John Michael.
You just say John Michael.
Did I say John Michael?
All the time.
John Michael. What? You're lying. I'm going to listen to this recording.
When you arrived today, you said John Michael.
Maybe there's an echo.
Maybe I say John Michael.
I think you say John Michael.
It's very fun to say. John Michael.
Sure, well, I'm going to call him that.
JMM.
Mr. Colton.
I really thought that was his name. Now, like
John
for
Michael
months, I was like, why do you have two Michaels in your name?
Oh no, he says, I always like the idea of new genres being created in gaming. So Metroidvania is a classic example, and Souls-like being a recent one. Can you guys think of some new and hip phrases to describe our games? Ubi-like, Garbagevania. With Fallout 76, we can rebrand them, call the studio Bethesda.
I'll be the first to say that I think like genres are pretty shit at the moment, like because every game has a component of something. So the moniker of RPG can be applied
to everything.
So many places. Like RPG just used to be like character progression and skills and stuff like that, but that's in so many open world games that aren't RPGs.
Yeah.
Like Assassin's Creed Odyssey feels very much like an RPG, and Odyssey is pretty much very... Fuck, why was Odyssey in Best Action Game and Monster Hunter in Best RPG? They should have been swapped.
I don't know.
Jeff Keighley, my dude.
Well, what is going on here?
Fucking hell. Anyway, that's my rant. Genres are weird. I don't know, because they cross-pollinate. Like even Dark Souls, you could say Dark Souls in a way is like a Metroidvania, because you unlock shortcuts to different areas. You've got an all-encompassing map that you can explore at your own pace. And even like Castlevania just has the sense of progression. Like,
yeah,
I don't know. Like, how would you? What genre would you give God of War?
Yeah, it ticks a lot of boxes. It's like an action adventure open world RPG.
Yeah. I mean, I think God of War has a lot more role playing than some RPGs out there. Like. And same with Horizon Zero Dawn. You've got these skill trees. So is it an RPG? Is it?
But it's actually funny you mention it, because God of War is never really described as an RPG.
No, not at all.
I mean, you don't level up. It's just your gear, really. Yeah. But still, that's an element of.
But
RPG.
I think it comes down to like RPG is role playing. So in my view, when I play a Fallout or a Dragon Age,
that's role playing.
I'm role playing because I'm rolling that character in whatever way
you want.
God of War is like, cool, I'm changing his stats in certain ways, but I'm still playing Kratos. And I'm not really affecting how his character is progressing. So you see, that's why that to me is the distinction.
Yeah, that's probably a better distinction though.
Yeah.
I feel.
So I don't know. Genres are weird, but if you had to come up with genre, there's definitely a argument to be made of Ubisoft having its own genre of open world games.
That it really does. All the games are like the
Watch
same.
Dogs and Far Cry. And not to say that, they're all the same and they're all bad. Ubisoft has hit this really great formula. I think they've influenced open world design far more than people realize. Like Horizon Zero Dawn has walking watchtowers. They contextualize in a different way, but they serve the same purpose. And that's a Ubisoft thing. Like, but Ubisoft open worlds are all really good, I think. I think Watch Dogs is really good. I don't like Far Cry.
You're not excited for the new one?
Nah. Far Cry. Assassin's Creed is really good now, and I can't wait to see what they do with like games like
Splinter Cell. What?
Oh my god.
2019 is the year we
Happen,
get a
please.
Sam Fisher back.
Please.
Or we get Steep 2. No.
Sam Fisher on the slopes.
Yeah, that's the Splinter Cell I want. But I don't know. No new genres come to mind, but I do agree with you that every game tries to fit, like, not every game, but a lot of games try to fit every genre now.
Like, they're trying to appeal to more people.
Yeah, nothing puts me off more actually than when we're going through new game releases. You and I both laugh. It's like, what is this game? Let's look it up. And it's like the new open world, top-down RPG, action, adventure, survival, role-playing game from, and it's like...
Roguelike.
Like, what?
Yeah.
You can't be... I mean, you can have elements from all those things, but like pick one or two that really defines what you are. It's like God of War, yes, maybe there's RPG elements, but it's an action-adventure game. That's what it is, Monster Hunter, I don't know. I've never played it, but
it's not a fucking role-playing game.
It's not a role-playing game. Maybe an action game.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay? But you could then argue, no, but if you want to tick all the genres, like it's an open-world action adventure. Like, yeah, fine, it does tick those boxes, but it's not all of those things exclusively.
And
I don't know.
If you look at our lists for top 5, a lot of them that are on there are games that are far more focused on one element. Like Celeste is a platformer.
Yeah.
Like there is no combat in that game. Yeah. It is a platformer. And Hollow Knight knows exactly what it wants to be. It's like big world, exploration, and simplistic combat. Simplistic combat with tough enemies. It's not like, oh, now we're going to be a character action game with all these massive combos. Now you're going to be upgrading your character in terms of levels and stuff like that. It's like, we understand we are restraining ourselves, you know.
Because it could have done that.
It could have,
really could have added that on.
Even Spider-Man, to an extent, restrains itself in a way. Like, you've still got these weird, like, tower things and whatever, but at the end of the day, everything that you're doing in Spider-Man is Spider-Man. Like, I am breaking up crimes, I'm swinging around the city.
Spider-Man.
And, you know, it's open world, but he's not doing ancillary. Okay, I lie. There's certain things in that game that are really stupid, like the stupid pipe game for hacking things is dumb, and I hate it. But it all kind of fits within who he is. You know what I mean? So, yeah, these games that try aim for all these different...
And just don't work.
But we got a new genre this year and last year. It's like Battle Royale is a genre. Even though... Like, it's so weird that that's a genre, even though to me it's just a mode. It's like calling Capture the Flag a genre.
Yeah. But that's so funny.
That's what it is.
So that's actually, I think it was yesterday, John Michael, who asked us a question. John Michael, he was saying to me, like, he can't wrap his head around the fact that battle royales, so Counter-Strike's getting a battle royale mode.
Oh yeah, okay. I saw that. Yeah.
So, but now it's getting like all this buzz, like, whoa, battle royale mode.
How many people in a map?
I think it's like 18 or 20.
Yeah, because their maps aren't too big, so
I don't know. But it's like
that fucking shooting.
They're like shouting from the rooftops, like, wow, it's got a battle royale mode. He's like, it's like a game coming out and being like, hey, have you seen our new Capture the Flag mode?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
It's a mode, you know, but.
Because I think the way it changed, and this is why these subgenres happen, is because they change the industry in a fundamental way. Like Dark Souls, like Souls-like is a moniker used as a genre because Dark Souls
like influenced
it influenced so many games, and like it is so different on its own that when a game mimics it, you go, that's very similar to Dark Souls.
Yeah.
In the same way that Castlevania and Metroid kind of fed off each other for a little bit.
Metroidvania.
Yeah.
I mean, that's probably like the first genre.
Yeah, the genre mix, even though it's got a weird contentious, but like that's where it comes from. You look at first person shooters, and you know, back in the day, everything was a Doom clone or a Wolfenstein clone because there was no moniker for first person shooting. Yeah. Now it is first person shooters, but you have your different degrees of it. Do you have your Doom or this? Like, how many times I've seen a game where it's fast paced action and they go, oh, this is kind of like Doom. Even now in 2018, it's like, no, it's just a fast paced first person shooter. It's different to Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Like those sorts of things, they're easier for people to make comparisons, but they sometimes sell the game short.
Yeah.
Like even I was talking about Ashen, I'm like, oh, it's a Souls-like with Journey.
Yeah.
So what is it? It's an exploration combat game.
You know, how dare you with Battle Royale coming later.
Battle Royale, but it's easier saying a Souls-like because immediately you go, okay, hard combat, methodical, slow. It describes it way better.
Yeah. So that's, I don't know if that answers your question, but hey.
I still think Ubisoft as a genre works.
Yeah.
The Ubi genre. And it's a good genre. People who give Ubisoft shit, I feel like haven't really been focusing on how great their games have been lately. They haven't. Odyssey was great. Watch Dogs 2 was great. People loved Far Cry 5. I didn't like Far Cry 5. They're just hitting all these good notes with all of their games. Yeah.
So the time is right for Splinter Cell.
Fuck yes. I'm so excited.
Bring it.
I'm sure it will happen.
We're done. Wow, this is our shortest episode ever.
Hot damn. Well, after our longest one ever on the last one, Jesus. I mean, if you put these two together and split them in half, it's basically like
we averaged it out. It's great.
Episodes, yeah.
Oh.
So obviously no games news and games releases because
everyone's on holiday.
Everyone's here and everyone's on holiday.
Everyone's here playing Smash.
We'll keep it updated on what's going to happen during Christmas and New Year's, but plans for now is to record when I get back on the 22nd of December. I get back on the 21st, but Saturday will be the 22nd. So that is the plan for now. But we'll keep locked on them social media channels for more updates.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you don't hear anything from social media, just poke our channel so I can be reminded to stop being on holiday and actually post stuff.
And if we don't record anything, have a great Christmas or holiday season, depending on what you celebrate.
Enjoy the time off.
Enjoy the time. Yeah, actually, just doesn't matter if it's Christmas or holidays. Just enjoy the time off.
Just call it the festive season.
Yeah, the festive season. Just enjoy the time off. It's a good time. And have a safe and happy New Year's.
Yes.
Very safe, yeah.
Yeah.
And
Otherwise, we'll see you.
thank you for
weeks.
sticking with Checkpoint Chat.
Yeah. See you
Hot
next
damn.
year.
Maybe.
Unless we have
unless we have another episode.
Unless we have another episode.
Maybe we'll record a 5-minute message saying goodbye.
Goodbye, Felicia.
Bye, Felicia.
Goodbye.
Bye.